According to AnswersInGenesis.org, the Scopes trial's significance is that it fueled the public debate over creationism versus evolution that has continued into the 21st century. The debate has far-reaching implications in our increasingly secular society. Today, it's hard to find anywhere that sticks close to a biblical definition of creation. And we've even found in some Christian schools and some Christian organizations that it is more acceptable to talk about evolution and try to bring evolution into the Bible, whereas we know from biblical texts that it has absolutely nothing to do with the way things truly are. J. Kingston Pierce at AmericanHistoryNet.com had this to say on the summary of the Scopes trial, commonly referred to as the Scopes Evolution Trial or the Scopes Monkey Trial. It began on July the 10th, 1925. The defendant was John Thomas Scopes, who was a high school coach and teacher who had been charged with violating the Butler Act by teaching the theory of evolution in his classes. We will talk more about the Butler Act shortly, but it's a far-reaching thing today. You have more people getting in trouble for teaching anything that has to do with the Word of God in the classroom than people that are teaching evolution. It's fine to teach evolution, but you can't even mention God in the classroom without somebody having a problem with it. The Butler Act in 1925, this is according to GRISDA.org, it's in 1925, Tennessee passed the law forbidding the teaching of any theory that denies the story of divine creation of man as taught in the Bible, along with the teaching that man descended from a lower order of animal, written and introduced by Representative John Washington Butler. The Butler Act was only passed by the House without debate on the 28th of January, 1925. 71 voted in favor of the bill and only 5 was against it. Now, we can look over all of these things and question what these implications are. Today, you'd never have a Butler Act. We have too many people that are teaching everything under the sun. Man can make a choice on this or a choice on that. They don't have to stick with the way that things are. But that's another subject for another day. But the fact that it was an arrestable offense, the man was arrested, he lost his case, was fined $100 for teaching the theory of evolution in his classroom to his students. I mean, you can go back and look through history. Schools were burnt down for this subject being taught in their classroom. You can see that teachers were beaten. Some instances they were major bodily harm done to them for teaching theories in the classroom that went away from the Bible. Today, we have such a secular view, even in some of our Christian schools that have always been Christian schools, and they're teaching these subjects that have absolutely no bearing and no evidence in the Word of God that it would stand up. That the Scopes trial was the beginning, and the ACLU, it was even implemented, they were being used back in that time to defend Mr. Scopes on his teaching of evolution. We have so many people out there that are looking for anything and everything that they can find to discredit the Word of God, when 9 times out of 10, when you try to line up what the Word of God says with science, it all matches up.